Renting a home in English can feel simple until the questions start coming quickly. You may understand words like rent, apartment, and lease, but real rental conversations use many phrases that textbooks rarely teach. Today, we are going to walk through the whole process from viewing a place to moving out. Imagine that you have just found an apartment online that looks promising. The listing says, bright 1-bedroom, available September 1st, utilities extra. The first thing you need to know is what is included in the rent. You might message the landlord and ask, "Hi, is this unit still available?" If the answer is yes, your next question might be what is included in the monthly rent. That question is important because utilities extra can mean different things. You may need to pay electricity, heat, water, internet, or parking separately. If you want to be more specific, ask, "Are heat and water included?" You can also ask, "How much do utilities usually run per month?" Here, run means cost. So if someone says, "Utilities run about $150, they mean that is the usual cost. Next, you may want to know whether the apartment is furnished. Ask, "Is the unit furnished or unfurnished?" If it is furnished, ask what furniture is included. You do not want to arrive on move-in day and discover that the bed in the photos is not actually included. Another common question is laundry in the unit or in the building? If laundry is shared, ask, "Is it coin-operated, card-operated, or app-operated?" Parking is another detail that can become expensive if you forget to ask about it. You can ask, "Is parking included, and is there an assigned spot?" An assigned spot means a parking space that is reserved specifically for you. If you do not drive, you may care more about buses, shops, and the neighborhood. Ask how close is the nearest bus stop. You can also ask, "Is the area generally quiet at night?" Before booking a viewing, confirm the address and time. You might say, "Would tomorrow at 6 work for a viewing?" If the landlord replies, "That works for me," it means the time is fine. On the day of the viewing, try to arrive a few minutes early. When you meet the landlord or property manager, you can say, "Hi, I'm here to see the 1-bedroom unit." They may ask, "Did you have any trouble finding the place?" A natural answer is, "No, not at all. It was pretty easy to find." As soon as you walk in, do not focus only on whether the apartment looks nice. You also need to check how the place actually functions. Start with a simple question like, "How long has this unit been available?" If it has been available for a long time, you may want to ask why. You can say, "Has there been much interest in the unit?" That is a polite way to understand how competitive the rental might be. Then look carefully at the windows. Ask, "Do the windows open properly, and are there screens?" Check the heating and cooling system too. You might ask, "What kind of heating does the unit have?" If there is air conditioning, ask whether it is central air or a separate unit. In the kitchen, check the stove, oven, refrigerator, and dishwasher. A useful question is, are all the appliances included in the rent? You can also ask, who is responsible if an appliance stops working? In the bathroom, look for leaks, low water pressure, or signs of mold. You can ask, has the unit ever had any issues with leaks or moisture? If something smells damp, do not be afraid to ask about it directly. Say, "I noticed a bit of a musty smell in here. Do you know where that is coming from?" Musty describes a stale, damp smell that can sometimes be related to moisture. Noise is another issue that is hard to judge from photos. Ask, "How is the noise between units?" You can also ask, "Are there quiet hours in the building?" If you work from home, this can be especially important. Another important topic is pets. You might ask, "Are pets allowed?" If the answer is yes, follow up with, "Is there a pet fee or pet deposit?" You should also ask whether there are restrictions on size, breed, or number of pets. If you smoke or if smoke bothers you, ask about the smoking policy. A simple question is this a smoke-free building? Now imagine that you like the apartment. You want to know what happens next. Ask, "What is the application process?" The landlord may say, "You'll need to fill out an application and provide references." They may also ask for proof of income. You can ask, "What documents do you need from me?" Common documents may include identification, employment information, references, or proof of income. If they mention a credit check, you can ask, "Do you run a credit check as part of the application?" Here, run a credit check means to review your credit history. If you are new to the country or do not have much credit history, you can explain that calmly. You might say, I'm fairly new here, so my local credit history is limited, but I can provide employment verification and references. Do not assume that a deposit means the same thing everywhere. Ask exactly what the money is for. You can say, is there a security deposit and how much is it? You can also ask, when is the deposit due? If there are other fees, ask for a full breakdown. Say, could you walk me through all the move-in costs? Walk me through means explain something step by step. This is a very useful phrase in rental conversations. You may hear terms like first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, key deposit, or application fee. What matters is that you understand exactly what each payment is for. If you are unsure, ask, is any part of this refundable? And if they say yes, ask under what conditions would it be refunded? Never feel embarrassed about asking for clarification before paying money. Now suppose your application is approved. The landlord may call and say, "Good news, we'd like to offer you the unit." You can answer, "That's great, thank you for letting me know." Before you sign anything, ask to review the lease. You can say, "Could you send me a copy of the lease so I can review it first?" Review it means read it carefully before agreeing to it. When you read the lease, pay attention to the lease term. Ask, is this a one-year lease or month-to-month? A fixed-term lease has a specific start and end date. A month-to-month agreement usually continues 1 month at a time until proper notice is given. You should also check the rent due date. Ask, what day is rent due each month? Then ask how the landlord prefers to be paid. You can say, what payment methods do you accept? If rent is paid electronically, ask whether there is an automatic payment option. Late fees are another important section to understand. You can ask, is there a late fee if the rent is not received on time? The lease may also include rules about guests. Ask, are there any limits on overnight guests? If you expect family to visit for a few weeks, this matters. Subletting is another term you may see. To sublet means to rent your place to another person while your own lease is still active. You can ask, is subletting allowed with written approval? Do not forget to check what the lease says about repairs and maintenance. A good question is, how do I submit a maintenance request? You can also ask, who should I contact for an emergency repair? Emergency repairs may include serious leaks, no heat in cold weather, or major electrical problems. The exact responsibilities depend on the lease and local rules, so read the agreement carefully. Before move-in day, ask whether there will be a move-in inspection. You can say, will we do a walkthrough before I move in? A walkthrough is an inspection where you go through the unit and note its condition. This step is very important because existing damage should be documented. Look for scratches, stains, dents, broken blinds, cracked tiles, or damaged appliances. If you see something, say, I just want to make sure this is noted on the inspection report. You can also take photos for your own records. On move-in day, test the keys and locks. Ask, how many sets of keys do I get? If the building has a fob, ask what happens if it is lost. You can say, is there a replacement fee for a lost fob? Now imagine that you have lived there for a few weeks. One evening, the kitchen sink starts leaking under the cabinet. You need to contact the landlord naturally and clearly. You can write, hi, I noticed a leak under the kitchen sink this evening. Then add, it looks like it is coming from the pipe underneath. If the leak is getting worse, say it seems to be getting worse and there is water collecting under the cabinet. Then ask, could someone take a look at it as soon as possible? Take a look at it is a natural way to say inspect the problem. If the problem is not urgent, you can say, it's not an emergency, but I wanted to let you know. That helps the landlord understand the priority. Suppose the landlord replies, I'll have someone come by tomorrow afternoon. Come by means visit briefly. If you will not be home, you may need to discuss access. You can say, I won't be home until 5. Would you like me to be there? Or you can ask, will I get notice before someone enters the unit? If you are uncomfortable with the proposed time, say so politely. For example, tomorrow morning is difficult for me. Would the afternoon work instead? Now imagine a different problem. The heat is not working on a very cold night. This is the kind of situation where you should communicate clearly and quickly. You can say, hi, the heat has stopped working in my unit and the temperature is dropping. Then ask, is there an emergency maintenance member I should call? If you smell gas, see sparks, or believe there is an immediate danger, contact the appropriate emergency service rather than waiting for a routine repair. Not every rental problem is about repairs. Sometimes the problem is noise. If your neighbor is repeatedly very loud late at night, you may need to report it. You can say, "I've been having an ongoing noise issue with the unit above me." Ongoing means the problem has continued for some time. Then explain, "There has been loud music after midnight several nights this week." Try to describe the facts rather than sounding angry. You can ask, "Could you please let me know how noise complaints are handled?" Another common issue is a package or delivery problem. You might ask, "Where are packages normally left?" If the building has a parcel room, ask how you access it. Now imagine that your landlord sends a notice about entering the unit. You may see language like, "We need access to the unit for a routine inspection." If the timing is unclear, ask, "What time should I expect someone to arrive?" If you need more details, say, "Could you let me know what the inspection is for?" Clear communication helps avoid misunderstandings. After several months, you may receive a notice about a rent increase. If anything is unclear, ask questions before assuming what it means. You can say, "Could you confirm when the new rent amount takes effect?" You can also ask, "Will the payment method stay the same?" If you want to renew your lease, start the conversation early. You can ask, "I'd like to stay another year. When do we need to discuss renewal?" The landlord might say, "We usually reach out about 2 months before the lease ends." Reach out means contact someone. If you do not want to renew, you may need to give notice. You can say, "I'm planning to move out at the end of my lease. What notice do you need from me?" The required notice period depends on the agreement and local rules, so confirm it rather than guessing. When your move-out date is set, ask about the move-out process. You can say, "Could you send me the move-out instructions?" Ask whether the landlord expects professional cleaning or just ordinary cleaning. You can say, "What condition does the unit need to be in when I return the keys?" You should also ask about the final inspection. Say, "Will we do a move-out walkthrough together?" If you paid a refundable deposit, ask how the refund process works. You can ask, "When should I expect the deposit to be returned?" And ask, "How will I receive the deposit refund?" Before you leave, take final photos of the unit for your own records. Return every key, fob, parking pass, or other item that belongs to the property. You can say, "I've returned both sets of keys and the building fob." If you need written confirmation, ask for it. For example, "Could you confirm that everything has been received?" By now, you may have noticed something important. Rental English is not really about memorizing one perfect sentence. It is about knowing how to ask for details, confirm information, and protect yourself from misunderstandings. The most useful phrases are often simple. Is that included in the rent? Could you walk me through the fees? Who is responsible for repairs? Could you send that to me in writing? I just want to make sure I understand correctly. Could you clarify what you mean by that? When does that take effect? What happens if something breaks? How much notice do I need to give? Could we put that in a lease? Those questions help you in almost every rental situation. You do not need to sound like a lawyer. You just need to be clear, calm, and specific. And if someone speaks too quickly, you can always slow the conversation down. Say, "Sorry, could you say that one more time?" Or say, "Could you explain that in a different way?" You can also say, "Let me make sure I got that right." Then repeat the information in your own words. For example, "So the rent is due on the 1st, and heat is included, but electricity is separate. Is that right?" This is one of the best ways to prevent mistakes. When you hear a new rental phrase, do not worry about memorizing it immediately. Listen to how it is used in a real situation. After hearing it several times, the meaning starts to become automatic. The next time someone says, "The unit is still available," you will understand immediately. When someone says, "Utilities are extra," you will know to ask what is included. When someone says, "We'll do a walkthrough," you will know they mean an inspection of the unit. When something breaks, you will know how to describe the problem clearly. And when it is time to move out, you will know what questions to ask before returning the keys. That is the goal of real-life English listening, not just understanding vocabulary, but knowing what to do when the conversation is actually happening. If this episode was useful, come back and listen again before your next apartment viewing. The second time, try to notice the rental phrases instead of translating every word. The third time, pause and say the questions out loud as if you were speaking to a landlord. That is how these sentences start to become yours. And if you want more real-life English you can actually use, subscribe and keep practicing with me. I'll see you in the next episode.